Yeah, I don't think you're actually live. It's not coming up on YouTube.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Southwest NASCAR Series live stream. Second attempt at this because I had my mic muted, but we're going live at you from the street circuit, in Toronto, Ontario, for the first ever running of the Daytona of the Honda Indy Toronto Grand Prix for the Southwest NASCAR Sim Series. Uh, but actually, before we get to that, I want to run you guys through the points real quick because there have been some changes. Ad is now second place, 88 points back of points leader Coaster Enthusiast. Picking up 6 spots, was 8th and now is 2nd. Emily Winters drops to 3rd. She's 19 back of Ad. Sam Blaney picking up 4th from Sharon Kyle, 2 points ahead of Sharon Kyle. And then Sharon Kyle is 2 points back of Sam Blaney. Payson Avery, 2 points back of Sharon Kyle. George Uriarte is only 9 points back of Payson Avery. Adrian Mobley is 17 back of George Uriarte. And then Cole McElmoyle, 1 point back off of Adrian Mobley. Ben Pierce is 6 points back of Cole McElmoyle. Matt Wynn is tied with Ben Pierce for 10th, dropping 4 spots. DNP is is actually 16 points off of Matt Wynn, and then Winterwolf 9 points behind DNP. Ryan Boyer is 3 points behind Winterwolf, 6 points behind Ryan Boyer's Max Weisner, and then the 27 of Garrett Schima is in 16th, picking up 2 spots, and is now only uh, 32 points behind of Max Weisner. Robot Spider is in 25th, and he is 18 points behind Garashima. Matthew Nile is in 18th, rendered uh, that is 12 points behind, I think. Yeah, 12 points behind. And then Creeper of Hope is 10 points behind Matt Nile. Chris Ganaban, 1 point back of Creeper of Hope. Ben Navarro, 5 points back of Chris Ganaban. 21st, 22nd, Flashy McClashy, who is 18 points off of Ben Navarro. Carlos Tavares is 1 point back of Flashy McClashy. 23rd, 24th is Matt Banswicki, and he is scored uh, 59 points back of Carlos Tavares. Brian Anders is only 24 points behind Matt Banzwicki. And then the 99 of James Youngman is 32 points behind Brian Anders. Brandon Delpino is 3 points behind James Youngman. Muse Better scored 32 points behind Brandon Delpino. Parker scored 29 points behind Muse Better. And then Greninja Talonflame, who is in dead last in the point standings at the moment, is only 4 points behind Parker. So pretty tight battles the whole way through the field, and something that I will be taking a look at a lot throughout this race for finishing position. Actually, this is kind of being done on the fly, but finishing points. This column here is going to denote how many, this is how many points for each position are earned for finishing in each position. So take a screenshot, do with that what you will. But right now, only 88 points separate Coaster Enthusiast from Ad. So Ad wants to win, if Ad wants to beat Coaster Enthusiast, all he has to do is get 88 points, which that is a lot easier than what Griffin was looking at last race with, what, 118? So, it's time now to get into this race. Let's get going. Let's head down to the racetrack for the very first practice session of today's race. Which, reminder, as it is a street circuit, there will be right-handers in this race today. Which, that'll be fun. This also just happens to be the home track for none other than the 61 of Cole McElmoyle.
Yeah,
Cole
it is.
McElmoyle already has a win under his belt this season, coming from the Chicagoland Speedway. But we'll see if he's going to be able to do it here today. Just making sure that everything is running smooth. And it would appear so. So why don't we go to the starting order, Bill? And for the first time this season, why don't you bring us today's starting order?
Alrighty, well, if the stream would load, I would tell you. So,
drivers,
on pole,
to your cars.
Seems like the 26, if it shows in the top left, by the top left, 26 of Matthew Nile is starting off the pole here today for the Toronto GP. Second place, none other than the 7 of Carlos Tavares. In third place, the 44 Disney car of Creeper of Hope. Fifth place, the car that nobody wants in this field anymore after last night's race.
What about the
11 of Ben Peters. He's fourth. That's what I just said.
You said fifth.
Oh, fourth. Oh, sorry, fourth.
The
11 of Ben Peters. And fifth, the 61 hometown boy, the PPG Paints Chevrolet Cole McElmoyle. In sixth place is the 42 Clover Chevrolet Camaro of Brandon Delpino. Seventh place, the Budweiser #1 Chevrolet Camaro of Max Weisner. In 8th place, the 12 DC Solar Ford Mustang of Parker. Behind him is the 88 of Winterwolf. I forget what positioning I'm in, but the Chevrolet Camaro Mountain Dew Baja Blast car of Greninja Talonflame. Behind him is the 99 of James Youngman, getting some points in the point standings. Following him is the 39 of Adrian D in that GameStop car. Behind him is the 4 Coca-Cola Ford Mustang of Me Was Better. Then the 54 Allegiant car of Coaster Enthusiast. Behind him is the 18 M&M's car of Adrian Mobley. Then next to him is the 10 Napa Toyota Camry of Ben Navarro / Light Yagami. The next row we have the 14 Haas Automation Ford Mustang of Ryan Boyer. Then the Liberty University Chevrolet Camaro of George Uriarte. The 27 Billings Gazette Ford Mustang of Garrett Shima. Then the Monster Energy Assault Ford Mustang of Matt Vanswicki. Following him is the 22 Duracell Toyota Camry of Sam Laney. Then the Amtrak Toyota Camry of the DNP. Then the Ford Performance Ford Mustang of Matt Wynn. The IBM Bank Chevrolet Camaro of Emily Winters. The 77 Boring Company Dodge of Flashy McClashy. The Valvoline Ford Mustang of Chris Ganaban. The Bang Energy Chevrolet Camaro of Brian Anders. The Xbox Dodge number 19 of Sharon Kyle. the 5 main fire department Ford Mustang of Pace and Avery, and rounding out your field is the 25 car Chevrolet Camaro Starcom Fiber of Robot Spider.
Well, we've got a full minute and 36, or well, yeah, a full minute to discuss our predictions, so.
Well, you just don't know when it comes to this racetrack because we've run some test races here, and it just seems like there's not too many people that can hold the line without wrecking. So it's just going to be whoever, but you know what? Being a hometown boy, I got to predict myself. I've been to this race so many times. I just know how this track feels. I know how this track races. So I'm going to go with the 61 myself to win this race.
Well, I think that it's really anybody's shot just because of the way that this field has kind of been sorted out. But I'm gonna go with the one car that is running a sponsor he probably shouldn't be. The 18 or the 8 of DNP running Amtrak, which is the National Passenger Railroad Corporation in the United States. That's a government-run program there, and so ironic that he's running that here, and I think that 8 car gonna go to Victory Lane, even though he's running an American sponsor in Canada.
Another good pick.
Now let's go trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Was that me when I was 7?
Well, command to fire engines has been given, so let's fire them up and get rolling here from the streets of Toronto, which, as I've probably said numerous times so far, these are indeed the streets of Toronto, meaning that these are city streets. These streets were not originally designed to host a Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race, let alone an IndyCar race here, which they do actually run this racetrack, I believe, on the IndyCar circuit, if I'm not mistaken. But
They do.
This is going to be an interesting race because not only do these cup drivers have to manage right turns, it's a bit of a tighter circuit than, say, a Sonoma or Watkins Glen, just because, again, it's city streets, and city streets aren't meant necessarily to be providing space for drivers to go 3-4 wide. You know, that they may be 2-lane roads where for transportation purposes, that's all fine and dandy, just because, you know, everybody running single file for everyday driving. But we'll have to see how this track treats these drivers today. They'll come off of that final turn there and take the green flag. Here we go. Down into turn number 1, the 7 trying to get to the inside on the 26. They're cleaning green down the long back straightaway here and towards this next turn. 26, your race leader, the 7, wanting some spots. The first side-by-side battle all the way back here. The 1 and the 42, and Max Weisner are going to pick up that spot. And now he's going to look to the inside on the 11 of Ben Python 24. Up further, the 61. Oh, problems!
Oh.
Around goes the 7. And that's going to stack things up.
Man, Macklemore got really lucky on that one. He barely got around those 2
Oh,
cars.
and wrecking again!
Oh,
The 18 got
Mobley.
turned by the 14.
This guy's trying to get too much too early. It's a long race, gentlemen.
And already the 88 gonna be out of this thing. Caution for the first time today.
Tavares might be okay. I think he'll be able to get out there. He'll be a little bit slower than the rest of the field, but Winterwolf's day is done.
However, coming to that caution flag and gonna be first behind the pace car is the number 26 of Matthew Nile, the Miller Lite Ford Mustang. Pit road will be open this time, so we'll see if we get any takers.
I think track position is really important here, but just because it's so hard trying to get through this field on this track. The track's just so narrow. You got to be really patient. I just don't see guys coming to pit road unless they have some severe damage.
Winter's like, I joined and I'm already dead. Truer words have never been spoken. So big championship implications for the 88. I believe the 27 not gonna have the day that he wanted to. Let's see. Where's that 54 car? Pit road is open and we got takers.
Cars with damage. I'm surprised the 44 Creeper of Hope didn't come. I get he's in third, but that nose damage could really cost them some speed. Figured they might want to get that figured out, but I guess not.
There's the 7, whom, as you predicted, still able to continue this race. Let's take a look at what brought out caution flag number 1. We're just gonna hop all the way back here.
From my POV, it just looked like maybe the 7 overdrove the corner and the 44 just kind of got into him, but man, that 61 did a good job of getting around it.
Let's see. We'll slow it down. I mean, I don't have to slow it that much because he's already pretty slow, but yeah, he just drives it out a little bit wide, and the car just bounces off the tire barrier, and then the 44 has nowhere to go, and Cole McElmoyle just squeezes by.
Might have a little bit of left side damage, but it won't affect them too much on a road course.
And then these guys, is just as I was saying, that with how narrow the track is here, they just somehow nobody really gets too much more significant damage.
You know, and there's a spin like that, and the car
But
is
they just
not going
stack them
forward.
up. And then I think what ends up causing the 18 to go around here is just them trying to get back up to speed. Race back to the line. The 14, who had a clear path ahead of him, got to the outside on the 18 and just hooked him.
Yeah.
And then
That's what you gotta hope in
then
this race.
I think the
Oh,
80
over.
somehow that 88 destroyed his car. We'll take a look first at the 18 going around. Seems that they just again stack it up, but they're able to get around. But let's see what happens.
Oh, put him in the wall. Looks like.
Yeah, it's just a very similar. It's pretty much the same to what happened with the number 7, but this time that car hits the tire barrier there at just the wrong spot, and he ends up just straight up demolishing his engine.
A body slammed by that 4 car.
I guess we had gone green. We'll already be under another caution. It would appear. As they round off of 4, 26 comes by the start finish to take that caution flag. But let's see who it is this time.
The 9 of Chris Canavan.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody wrecked. I know that much.
Yeah. Green.
I'm gonna watch the flagman here. See exactly when that caution flag flew, and we'll go through the field. I don't know what
Oh,
this
is
caution.
39 a bad? Because I'd look to be in the wall, Adrian D. Yeah, right there.
Where's the 39?
Keep going forward a
Oh,
little
there.
bit. There he is, right there.
Yeah, that's what brings out this caution. Same thing.
Oh,
And he just stops.
holy cow!
And
Rob gets
that's
into
his day up in smoke.
Wow, that was a big hit.
Jeez.
The rear just came around on that thing, sent him right to the wall. Oh my gosh.
Under caution.
Oof! Wow.
26 has led every lap so far, and if he's able to make it to the completion of lap 11, he'll lock down those most laps led and get the 10 bonus points.
I'm amazed that 44 is still in third, man. He has a little bit of nose damage from the little mix-up with the 7 of Carlos Tavares, but he was only a couple tenths behind that 61 who's sitting second right now under those green flag laps. So I'm just amazed that 78 didn't get by him, or nobody did. He was able to keep his positioning. Still a competitive car.
Well, and we've seen that this 78 car has been strong at road courses, especially above the border here. He won the last race that was in Canada. That was at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in on somewhere else in Ontario.
Bobcade, Ontario, yeah.
Yeah.
Couple hours east.
But still, the 78. He won that race. And I think he had some difficulties at Sonoma, but back here for the third road course of the season, and in just 2 weeks, 2 races, we'll also be looking at Watkins Glen International, the final of 4 road courses on this schedule. So we'll see if Winterwolf can turn that into a batch of success. Coming off of turn 4, coming off of that final turn there, the 26 gonna lead him to the green flag, and we will be backing our way. Off through turn 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. That 61 is right on the bumper of the 26, and he's got a shot at getting around this 26. Cole McElmoyle, the winner, or the home driver of this race. Yes, the 88 and 39, both DNFs so far in this race.
Oh, McElmoyle's on the wall.
Someone else hit the wall, and I don't know if that brought out another caution or...
Doesn't seem like it.
No, we stay green for the time being. 26, your race leader. First side-by-side battle comes back here.
Oh,
This
the one's
is
on the
for
wall.
6th. The 42 is going to take it away from the 78. The 24 going to take advantage of Gren being on the outside. The 1 going to try and get around that 78. Clearly, this 78 car's got some sort of issue, and in fact, they actually do come to the caution flag. appears to be
Ooh.
something to do with the 18, the 2.
Like
And
even the
the
8, because he's in
of
pit road as
DNP.
well.
Let's take a look.
Yep.
This is coming to the flag. The 2 block the 8, and then one of DNP's good friends, the 77, just hooks him into the wall there. And that's a hard. And again, we've talked about all race long how you know there's not a lot of space here. But look at this. The 2 almost clips that tire barrier, hits the wall, and he's gonna cut back across the 8. And the 8 turns that 2 car, would have had it saved, and then the 77 just ran over him. And oh
Yeah,
my
so does that.
goodness, look at the 2.
Oh, he's on the
And
side.
there's where the 18 gets involved. The 9 got a piece of it as well.
The wall. Look at the 3. Brian
And then
Anders,
the
he has
track is
nowhere to go.
completely blocked at this point. The 7 gonna get into the 77, nowhere for him to go. And the 3
just
getting
next to
into
8.
them as well. So 5-car incident. But again, that's just another example of what can happen when one car gets around and they just stack up. We'll see all
Yeah,
of those guys on pit road, and also we'll see the 78 in. So clearly an issue for that race car. So far, the 8, 18, 39, and 88 out of this race. Lap
that's
9
great
of
for
22.
Coaster enthusiast. Coaster just has to finish this race. He cannot wreck, finish this race, and he extends that points lead over the 39. And that might even put Emily Winters back into the second spot if she keeps going.
That is also very true. I completely forgot about that. Second place right now in the points is the 39 of Ad after that win. But he's not going to be able to keep that. The DNF, he's currently being scored as 29th. That'll earn him a total of 76 points. And right now, Emily Winters, the car that is looking to get around him, she's running in the 11th position, which means that she would be getting 130 points. 130 minus 76 would put you at approximately 54.
Yeah, and she's
54.
only behind by 2019.
Yeah, that would put her in a good position. And oh, by the way, now that we can take a look at it, she's only 107 points out of Coaster, which right now 130. Coaster, I believe, still has that points lead just because of where he is on the racetrack, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this all goes. Green flag, and that 44 going to step to the inside on the 61, and he'll have the spot down the back straightaway.
61 powered back by that 44. That Chevrolet is quick. He's trying to track down that car in front of him.
Yeah, but you take a look at the right side of that 61 car, it's all destroyed, and the 44 for the most part is pretty clean.
Yeah, but if you look at the 26, he has pretty much the same damage on the right side of his car, so, and he's leading there. Oh, 61's on the wall again.
61 hits the wall.
He's having problems with that turn the whole race. Car just might be a little bit too tight for
Side
his
by
license.
side, the 99 back here. Just gonna keep an eye on the back half of the field where the battles are a little closer, see if we get any more wrecks, but it seems like they're gonna be able to run through those couple of turns nice and clean. We may see a car or two kind of pit road throughout this race, but right now we're still under green flag conditions.
those final couple of turns are driver's favorite turns of this whole racetrack because there's more room back there than there is at any other point of this racetrack. So there's much more room to maneuver, and it's almost a passing spot as well.
26 downshifting there. Turn 4, I believe that is. And he's got a significant lead. Now the question is, where's that first side-by-side battle? And it's back here, the 78 and the 77. Red Ninja Talonflame not having the day he's wanted, and... Oh! I heard some tire smoke. The 27 just blew up.
Ooh.
So that 27's gonna have to make it to pit road. We'll see if that brought out a caution. No, it did not. We stay green.
26 pulling that 61 a little bit, but that 61 still has more speed than anyone else in this field, rather than the 26.
A lot of single file racing for the moment, but
That's a road course.
it's welcome to the road courses. The 15 actually gonna step out on the 5. She's definitely wanting to get as many spots as she can. She'll take that 10th position away from the 5, but will she give it back? She hits the outside wall, side by side with the 5 of Pace and Avery. Battle for 10th.
Well, she sees that car in front of her, and she knows she's got to
Oh,
get some...
the 5 slid up into the wall.
So through that... in the wall again. So through that section, she's just trying too hard, trying to catch that 54. She's still got 11 laps to do it, but hitting the wall might have just slowed her down enough where that 54 can kind of create a little bit of a gap and keep her behind him.
Now caution flag has come out.
Might have been for the 5.
Might have been. We'll have to see. Take a look at when that caution came out. Let's go through the field here and see.
That was the 3. Oh no, he's coming out of
the
pit
3
box.
was on pit road.
5 hadn't hit the wall at that point.
The 4 went around.
Oh, he was better.
Let's see what happens with the number 4.
No,
He wrecks himself. Watch this.
11 of Ben Pierce.
It's the same thing that the 7 did.
It's too tight on the left front. Did Ben ever get into him?
And he just bounces around.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like Ben's blowing up at this point, though.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. 11 got around him. So no harm, no foul there. But where does the 11 pick up this damage that caused him to blow up? It's the usual spot.
Looks like Sharon Kyle and Light Yagami had something to say to Ben and just kind of took him out, and that was his day.
So coming to the caution flag, lap 13 of 22, and Matt Nile has officially locked up most laps led. No one can even come close to touching him.
Oh, that'll help him out a little bit anyway. He's sitting in 18th in points, so it doesn't mean too much to the point leaders, but I'm sure that's a little bit of a personal gain for him anyway, a little bit of momentum.
Since you're also in the points, can you find the 26 and under bonus points put 10?
26, yep.
Far right is bonus points. It'll just be easier for you to do that since you're in, or since you're on computer there.
10. There you go. She's in.
get his pull. Reminder as well that if you think this race is boring, well, you'll be in for a treat later tonight. We've got a real good race coming at you when we get to the second race of the night. It's the Southern 500. We have as many throwback paint schemes as we could get before I had to go for my school retreat, and Bill had to go away from the place where he could make paint schemes. But even though we won't have necessarily all throwbacks, we'll still have a good race from none other than the...
Oh, I don't think we're gonna have hardly any throwbacks because I didn't put them in the what's it called? In the folder. Whoops. Oh well. I'll have another throwback race. How about that?
What do you mean you didn't?
I forgot to put them in the skiing folder.
Dude, we have plenty of time.
No, I'm not on my dad's though. They're not.
Ooh.
I'm not. They're not on this computer. So I think Payson has his.
Maybe we can run them at Talladega.
That'd be a fun race. Pack racing with throwbacks. I think that'd be cool.
26, your race leader.
61 some problems with this corner.
42 got into the wall that time.
Me too.
And I think. Oh, and he goes around the 24 gets in it. And the 15's just gonna squeeze through, but she's gonna be right behind that 42 coming to the caution.
I think she knew she was better off just hitting the brakes and hoping she's not gonna get run over.
And that's gonna lose her a lot of spots in comparison with this 54.
Exactly what Coaster wanted to see, but she knew that she might as well finish the race with the best positioning she could get instead of wreck out.
And the 3 has gone a lap down. He's the only car not on the lead lap. And coming to the caution, he will stay a lap down.
That'll be a problem for the leaders.
And they stack him up behind. But issues for the 24. Let's take a look. And I think it's just pretty much the same. It's the same deal.
That's not good news for Uriarte either.
The 24, excuse me. The 24 was the first car that went around, and then the 24 got in. The 42 went around first, and then the 42 got involved.
Just overdrove the corner.
Just bounces off, spins it around, much like the 4 did earlier in the race. The 7, this is a bit of a problem corner for the majority of this field. Nobody hit them.
They did a good job on how.
And even the 5 gonna take advantage, going around, and then the 15 gets stuck behind the 42, but still no contact was made. That 15 lost a ton of spots because she was too dumb not to go around.
Well, to be fair, in that situation, it's either slow down and lose spots or wreck out of the race. Just where she was on the racetrack, she didn't have much of a choice. So, I don't know. I think she made the right choice of not wanting to wreck out. She just played it careful. Maybe too careful, but, you know, I'd rather continue going the last 6 or 7 laps and try to get as many spots as I can rather than wreck out and have no chance of winning. Or even gaining points, for that matter.
This caution flag brought to you by the BHL and Roblox. BHL, the official blocky hockey league of the Southwest NASCAR Sim Series. The official Minecraft hockey league of the Southwest NASCAR Series. And Roblox, the official program for the Southwest NASCAR Roblox Series, which will be continuing tomorrow night from the from Where are we this weekend, Bill?
I believe we are at Chicagoland Speedway.
So the Southwest NASCAR Roblox series continues from the tight uh, Chicagoland Speedway, and that will be a good race. Well,
Never
McElmoyle,
fails.
your points leader for that series, has only run 3 races, already knocked down 3 wins plus all of the stages.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good season so far.
He's looking to continue his run. We'll see if that the success the Roblox series translates to NR2003.
As of right now, it's looking pretty good.
26, your race leader, Cole McElmoyle, scored in P2, and we're back on our way. Side by side, the 25 and the 5.
Oh, into the wall. Please knee break.
It seems that as soon as they get side by side, someone ends up in the outside wall there.
Yep. Well, with how thin this track is, they don't really know how to drive too wide, you know? They're used to wider roads, but this might be a trouble spot.
The 3 causing a big stack up here towards the back. More
Into the
cars
wall.
hitting that outside wall there. The 13 goes
that
around,
win.
collects the 14.
Ryan Boyer.
78
And
gets it woed up, and again, nobody hits him. Caution will come out again.
Emily Winter.
Oh,
is
and then
about
the
to go
78,
wide.
the 15
There
got
goes Winter.
together. They were 4 wide as they sought for wreck avoidance. And now we get closer and closer to that point.
That might be the end of this race. That might have been the point
I
of no
think we
return.
may get. Actually, did they even come to the caution? Did they even take a caution flag?
They might not have.
No. We stay green.
We're under green.
First
Bullet dodge by
side-by-side
Matt
battle
Wynn.
back
Or
here.
Matt Nile.
99 trying to take 4th away from the 22.
Oh wow, they made it through.
And he's going to be able to do that. These 2 drivers with good race cars. The 22 wide through that turn. Couldn't hold on to it.
Just kissed the wall.
And this will continue. And then they just wad him up here, the 25 and 5. Mason Avery all over the back bumper.
3 to go. This might be point of no return.
I think, yeah, point of no return. Will likely be this. Yeah, it'll be this time, and once they take 2 to go, then a caution would end it. Side by side now, they're 10 and 12. And Yagami powers around him on the outside. It seems that the field is now figured out how to make it through that turn with fewer cars running in this race, but it's just that 61 doesn't have anything for the 26.
No. 26 has had that car to beat. He started on pole, and just no one's been able to top his speed. The hometown kid right behind him, trying to catch him, but that 26 is holding them all at bay.
And this 26 car has pulled away, and what dividends that would do for him in points. He's 18th in points, just lost 2 spots. And he's only looking for 2 points to get past Robot Spider.
Also, imagine the points Dave McElmoyle's getting. The cars in front of him 18, 24, 5, 19, 22, 15, 39, 54. Those are the cars in front of him, and he only has the 26 in front of him on the racetrack. So if the 61 could just finish in second place, this could be a big points day for him. He could catch up, gain a couple spots, and all of a sudden he's back into championship contention.
Well, white flag, 1 to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Let's ride one final time around Toronto Indy.
McElmoyle knows he can't catch him. He's just hoping that this 26 blows up or wrecks.
Making his way off of the final 2 turns. The 26 doesn't care what's in his mirror. All he cares is what's waving in front of him. Checkered flag at Toronto Indy for the 26.
Raced an incredible race. Matt Nall was just untouchable today.
That will do him dividends. He's got 195 points to put in his bank. He's gonna be 25. He's gonna have 25 more points than Cole McElmoyle. Usually the race winner only gets 15.
Yeah, he's gonna have 25 more, but if you think about it, he's about 100 points behind Cole McElmoyle. So 25 points, it's not too much for that 61 one to swallow. I think the 61 was just worried about the cars in front of him. He just didn't want to let a car like Mobley or Uriarte, Avery, Sharon, Kyle in front of him, and he didn't. He kept them all behind him, and second. I think he'll take a second place finish, points wise, anyways. I could gain him a couple spots, considering he's only 1 point behind Mobley and 18 behind Uriarte.
Well, before we end this stream, let's take a look back at lap number 18 or 19, I believe it was. 19. See what happens to this 78 car that nearly took out the 15. A lot of trees blocking the vision of fans, but was it the 15 that wrecked? Some of one of these laps. There it is. Here's the wreck. Dang, the 77 nearly took out the 54 of Coaster Enthusiast. The 13 hitting that tire barrier once again. We've seen it time and time and time again. And then he collects the 14 there. They both go around. as these two drivers try and get it picked back up. 14 and 15 end up going 3 wide. The 15 and the 78 take it 4 wide. And then the 78 gets into the 13. The 7 gets into the 15 and turns the 13. And caution probably could have come out, but seeing as it was a single car incident, NASCAR made the call to keep this race clean and green, and we're glad that they did.
That's just unfortunate for the 15 car. She was having a rough day and tried to get up there, but just couldn't. Just got stuck behind all the wrecks, and that's really good for Coaster, getting 11th place finish. And I don't even see the 15 in the top. Let's see,
Here's
where
the
is
final
she?
standings.
She finished 17th, so that's a great points day for Coaster enthusiast. Not points wise, but just competition wise.
So, you want to go through the finishing order?
Sure, I can do that. So first place, your winner at Honda Indy Toronto is Matthew Nile. Second place is the 61 of Cole McElmoyle. Third place is the 44 of Creeper of Hope. Fourth place, the 99 of James Youngman. Fifth place is the 22 of Sam Blaney. Sixth place, the 25 of Robot Spider. Seventh place, the 19 of Chiron Kyle. Eighth place, the 5 of Payson Avery. Ninth place, the 10 of Ben Navarro / Light Yagami. 10th place is the 12 of Parker. 11th place is the 54 of Coaster Enthusiast. 12th place is 77 of Flashy McClashy. 13th is the 9 of Christopher Ganiban. 14th is the 24 of George Uriarte. 15th is the 4 of Me Was Better. 16th is the 14 of Ryan Boyer. 17th is the 15 of Emily Winters. 18th is 78 of Greninja Talonflame. 19th is the 7 of Carlos Tavares. 20th is the 1 of Max Weissner. 21st is our only lap down car, the 3 of Brian Anders. And then we get into the cars that had wrecked out and retired out of this race. 22nd is the 13 of Matt Wynn. 23rd, the 42 of Brandon Del Pino. 24th, the 11 of Ben Pierce. 25th, the 27 of Garrett Scheima. 26th, the 2 of Matt Banswicki. 27th, the 8 of DNP 10. 28th, the 18 of Adrian Mobley. 29th, the 39 of Adrian D. And 30th, the 88 of Winter Wolf.
And that will be it for this race. In just a short amount of time, we'll be headed to the track that they call Too Tough to Tame. But before that, we gotta go through points. And so we will. And also, there are 2 BHL games taking place over on my channel in between now and then. So we will step aside and see you back at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern for the running of the Southern 500.
No, we're racing the Southern 500 at 8 o'clock, buddy.
Oh.
Because BHL's at 7, remember?
Oh, yeah.
We have
8
a game.
o'clock. That's right.
Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern time will be the running of the Southern Bojangles 500.
So that is 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
So, with that, I'd like to thank you for tuning into today's race. Until the next one, take care, everybody.